Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Julian from Real Rugby Only. If you like the channel, subscribe and like this video. It helps a lot. Now that I've got it out of the way, I wanted to talk about something that I've actually just spent some time researching because I'm very interested in South Africa. Not only because of rugby in South Africa, because I'm obviously a fan of rugby. This is a channel about rugby, but you guys are excellent people. 99% of you in the comments are very nice, very kind. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I've seen and met quite a lot of South African people in my life, and they are very nice people. Often get some stick for the wrong reasons. Anyway, I don't want to keep saying that I love you guys, but you are very good guys, and therefore I push myself to try and learn more about what's going on in South Africa that could relate to rugby, if that makes sense, that could make rugby a threatened sport in the sense that I've seen some of you guys talk about the fact that rugby could disappear in South Africa if South Africa doesn't go to plan as a country. So I want to talk more about this. I just wanted to make a quick intro. I'm in my office right now. I'm going to go down because there's some rugby going on. I'm recording this on Saturday, the 11th of July. So the Springboks are playing Scotland later, and I think Ireland versus Japan is about to kick off. So I'm just going to change places. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do insist yet again that this should be the start of a respectful conversation in the comments. I'm going to give you my opinion. If you do not agree, do not call me an idiot. Do not say nasty things in the comments. Be respectful. You know, you're full-grown men probably watching this, and full-grown ladies. Let's be respectful. So, what I came to the conclusion. What am I saying? What I concluded is that South Africa right now is a troubled country, right? Politically, economically. I heard that the power often goes off, load shedding, is that right? Guys, I'm not South African. Let me just insist this one more time. If I say stuff that isn't accurate, please forgive me. I'm really interested in your country and I'm trying to come up with something that relates to rugby as much as possible. Rugby in South Africa is obviously the biggest thing that's happened to South Africa in recent years, the success of the Springboks, etc., which has put a lot of sort of global eyes on South Africa. Are we right to say that? I think the interest in South Africa in the box has grown a lot thanks to their performance. It's given a bit of hope to a country that's troubled. And oh man, I was watching a few weeks ago. I watched it so many times. The movie Invictus. It's so good to see, and I don't mean this in a bad or good way. I'm just saying it. It's so good to see people from all different ethnic backgrounds playing rugby, enjoying rugby, with all different types of people, different types of strengths coming together and literally sort of smashing the world. I mean, they smashed England last week to my greatest despair. They are probably going to smash Scotland this week, although I made a prediction video. Actually, if you see this in time, go and watch it. I do fancy Scotland's chances to be in the game. I'm not saying to win, but to be in the game, because that's already a big thing. If you can be in the game against the Springboks and sort of get to the 70th minute and not be down by 50 points, probably done better than most teams. So anyway, looking more into South Africa, from what I understood, there is a lot of trouble going on. People can't rely on the police, right? People are relying on private security if they have a home that they don't want, that home to be robbed every day. Private security, the dangers of walking in specific areas of the town, how people, deal with XYZ, the huge murder rates apparently. Anyway, I feel like every country in the world has its problems. Okay, I spent a lot of my youth living in England and France, which both have their problems too. There are places where I highly don't recommend that you go to if you're in these nations, and I'm sure that's the same thing for South Africa. There are places where you should not go to. And the problem is, in France and England, we are trying to deal with it. We are aware that it's a big problem and actively improving the situation. I believe that it will be fixed, and also the streets here aren't bad enough for it to be a problem. Whereas what I seem to understand in South Africa is it's going out of control. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Please share your opinion below. And the fact that it's getting out of control, the fact that the rich people are maybe, are in too much danger. Maybe everyone feels in danger. Everyone seems to be aware that South Africa is in a troubled place. There are some people that decide to stay. South Africa is their home. They will stay on that land and they will fight the fight, on the turf. Some of them will go to the USA, for example, with Trump's refugee program for the white Afrikaners. Some will go to Australia. Some will go to New Zealand. I think that's some will go to the UK, the Netherlands. I suppose those are the main places where South African families go. Sorry. Anyway, going back to the point is that if the exodus keeps going, if people are leaving South Africa because South Africa is becoming a shithole, sorry to say it, but if that's the case, which pains me to say because I think that you guys have such a beautiful nation, I sometimes think, man, in another life, I'd have been an African guy. Like in another life, I could see myself sort of growing up, or even sort of passing it on to the children, sort of growing up on a nice bit of land in Africa, not needing to wear a bloody shirt every day, just getting the sun, hunting an animal, cooking the animal, having some nice meat with the boys, a beer and the Springboks on TV, fishing, all those things I quite like, but I don't get to experience them as much here in cold Europe. It would be such a shame for South Africa to keep going downhill and risking that the country becomes too dangerous for other teams to want to tour South Africa, for tourism to be too dangerous, for touring squads not to be able to, enjoy South Africa or come to South Africa with the right conditions, the right training, the right hotels, the safety. And guys, this is a hypothesis. I am not saying your country is going to shit. I'm just saying and I want to see if you guys think that it's possible, or how long will it be until South Africa either gets better or gets worse? Will it get better? Will it get worse? Will that have an impact on its rugby in 5-10 years? Can rugby survive in South Africa if South Africa doesn't survive? Do you know what I mean? Can I quote Zimbabwe? Is that too sort of borderline? Because Zimbabwe, I followed Zimbabwe. I may have watched 20 hours of content on Zimbabwe just because I'm a rugby fan, but best believe, guys, I'm an educated gentleman. And I'm saying this without being arrogant. I'm just saying I'm an educated gentleman. I really like being able to talk about topics with a minimum of knowledge. I'm interested in the world, to put it simple. And what I learned from Zimbabwe seems to be maybe some similarities of what's going on in South Africa. And we all know how Zimbabwe ended. And we all know what Zimbabwe rugby is today. Apologies to any Zimbabwean fan now, but you guys might get better, I don't know. I think you're getting better at cricket though. Guys, look, I feel like I'm going to keep saying the same thing. I'm just worried for the future of South Africa as a country. And therefore, I am worried for the future of rugby in South Africa. We can't lose South Africa. If we lose South Africa, rugby will die. Can we please have a respectful chat in the comments? I think it's a very good subject and it's important to talk about. And I'm not South African, as I already said. I'm talking about this with as objective standpoint. Does that make sense? No opinion. I'm not biased. I'm just saying stuff from the heart. And I do have a soft spot for South Africa, as I've already said. I think you guys are great. We just need to fix what's going on in your country, I suppose. Anyway, I look forward to answering some comments. It was Julian, and I will see you very soon. I think there's Ireland-Japan going on. The commentary's been going on for the last 10 minutes. I should get back to it.